Before we get started, let me remind everyone to please turn off cell phones during news conferences. Additionally, flash photography is not permitted. Welcome to Montana State's press conference. Montana State's sports information contact is Tom Schultz. Joining us on the podium are head coach Tricia Binford and student athletes Leah Beatty and Taylor Jansen. Coach Binford, would you like to make an opening statement?
Want to say how proud we are of our team and what we got through this season, how we came together at the end of the year, and just the opportunity to get to experience this and win the conference tournament, represent the Big Sky. I knew we were going to give them a lot of effort, a lot of heart, and we certainly brought all those things. So just really proud of this team and what they've accomplished this year. And at the same time, we're rooting for Stanford. I thought right from the get-go, I think their size and their length really dictated the start of that game, and then we got settled in once we got to that second quarter, started showing a little bit more of the Bobcats.
We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question, and please limit yourself to one question and at most one follow-up. If you're on the Zoom call, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if time permits.
Okay, Michael Robertson, the African-American athlete. Taylor, how did you guys keep your confidence going once you were shut out 20-0 at the first period?
I think that we came here knowing that this was going to be a tough team, and our mindset going in was that we wanted to stick together the entire time no matter what happened, and I think we did. So even after the rough first start and first quarter, we had the goal of sticking together, and through the Big Sky tournament, we showed that we can do that even when it gets tough. So I think that's what helped us kind of get rolling a little bit more into the second quarter. But we all love each other and we're all here for each other. So even after the hard start, we still stuck together well.
Victor Flores, 4-6 Sports. Leah, just with the starting lineup specifically in the first quarter, what was the toughest thing about Stanford? What were the toughest things, especially on the defensive end, for you guys?
Yeah, I think for us it was their length. You know, they have tall players at every single position, and so guarding that, and we allowed some face cuts in the middle, and they were able to finish over that. So I think defensively that was kind of tough for us to initially get used to that.
Hello, Samuel Huang with the Next Hoops. This is for both the players. Just what was the feeling when that first bucket finally went in and just not seeing a zero there anymore?
It was honestly really relieving because we finally got on the board. That's the hump we needed to get over. And once we got those points, I think we felt a little more comfortable and weren't as scared, I guess you could say. So once we got over that hump, it was just like we could relax a little bit more and feel more confident that our next shot was going in.
Yeah, I totally agree with Taylor. I was on the bench at that time sitting next to Ava Ranson, and we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, all right, there we go. Like Taylor, we were like, all right, Taylor's going to get us rolling here. And I think, like she said, it got us over that hump and kind of allowed us to breathe a sigh of relief. Like, all right, now let's just play freely and just go out there and stick together.
Thanks. And just a quick follow-up. Something that helps keep spirits up is a great fan base, and your fans traveled extremely well. I've seen a lot of Pac-12 schools come in here and not make nearly that much noise. How does it feel, your first March Madness with such a great fan base and band?
It's great. Oh.
Sorry, for both of you.
Yeah. It's great that our fan base is so strong and supports us so much. It really helps, especially in the Big Sky tournament. It felt like we had a home court advantage with how many fans came, and I think that's what really helped us and propelled us into this tournament here. And even today, although it was tough, like every basket or steal or whatever happened, that was good for us. All of our fans and the band and the cheers squad, they were all supporting us the entire time, and that really helps.
Yeah, it was so awesome to see, we get out there on the court and we have our full section, it's completely full, and my family took up probably about a fourth of that, brought about 12 people. And also for our band. I mean, I thought our band was a lot more hyped than theirs, I'm not going to lie. So props to our band and just to our fans for traveling so well.
Tom Wiley, MontanaSports.com. No one wants to be on the wrong end of a Sports Center highlight, but nonetheless, have you ever been in a game where someone dunked before, and was there any part of you that was like, that's pretty neat?
No, nope, that was a first, definitely. I remember it happened, and I just turned to Ashley. I was like, well, I don't really know where to go from here. I guess let's get ourselves back on offense and try and bounce back off of that. That was interesting. That was the first time that's ever happened, or that I've ever been in a game where someone dunked too. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely never experienced that before. I was a little bit in awe at first, but we just had to kind of like move on from that and, just don't dwell on it too much.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Just in general, if you guys could talk about the season that not just you guys had, but that just Bobcats, Montana State basketball as a whole has had. How cool is it to not just you guys make the tournament, but also the men's team as well? Just kind of the season that both of you guys had, and just having both Montana State teams, represent the Big Sky. How kind of cool and special is that, do you think, for the school?
Go ahead.
Okay. I think it's really cool and amazing that both of our programs were able to have so much success this year. And going back to the previous question, I think it goes back to a lot of how much our fan base follows us and supports us. They've made a huge impact on how we play. And the coaching staffs for both teams and athletic directors and everyone at in our community supports us so much that it's made it feel even more special that both of our teams have been able to have enough success to make it here.
Yeah, I think I saw a bunch of tweets after both the men and women won the Big Sky that it was kind of the year of the Bobcat between our football team, both men's and women's basketball teams, our rodeo, ski, everything is really just kind of coming up for Montana State. And the amount of support that we said, at the Big Sky tournament, it was clear, we had the most amount of fans there. And so just that support, win, lose, or draw, I think has been huge for us. And it's just the beginning. I think we're just getting started.
Matthew Walter, the next hoops. For both of you, can you just talk about what this whole experience of getting to come to the NCAA tournament has been like? Because this year, both of you guys' first times here, and then just how much does that make you guys want to come back again next year and fight and win the Big Sky so you can get that same experience again?
Yeah, I think that, like I said, we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. Our goal is to come back here for the next, however many years that we're going to be here. I think it was a really special experience. Not a lot of people get to say that they made it to the NCAA tournament. Growing up, I always look forward to March. That was my favorite time of the year. I loved making brackets and watching games all day. They're on from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. So getting to be one of those games, it was a surreal moment for me.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we've made it here because, like Leah said, growing up, this was oh my gosh, they're so cool, they're so amazing, and now we get to experience that. And I don't know, it's I would say once in a lifetime, but hopefully we come back next year. That's the goal, is not to make it here, but to win a game next year.
Thank you, Leah and Taylor. You can head back to your locker room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll take questions for Coach Binford. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question.
Hi, Tricia. Victor Flores, 406 Sports. After the dunk, you guys actually outscored them. I think it was 6-3 run. What do you think was kind of got you guys to be able to respond from such a huge moment and a lot of moments like that, and not fold and keep fighting?
Well, I think it's kind of the personality of this team. They've never given up in any single game that we've had all year long. So there was one thing I knew that we were going to bring, and that was going to be effort, across the board. And obviously the first quarter, it was just kind of getting that first shot to fall. A lot of rush shots, a lot of block shots, and really trying to settle in to get a great shot. And my thought after the dunk is, well, we got to take care of the ball better, so we're not in this situation again, right? So, I just thought they disrupted us. We're typically a team that takes pretty good care of the basketball, and that led up to that. But our kids are always going to respond. They're always going to fight. They're always going to give you grit. And I think that's the characteristic of that team.
And one follow-up, Caitlin was wearing a mask. I was wondering why she was.
Well, we were trying to prepare for the pressure of Stanford the day prior, and the very first drill in the first 20 seconds, and we had an elbow through the nose, and so we had a little bit of blood, but we're really grateful that there were some doctors here to assist us, and Stanford was super helpful, and we have a phenomenal trainer, so we were able to get her into it and deal with that, and we were fortunate she was able to compete today.
Hey, Coach. Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReports.com. First of all, congratulations on the season you guys have had. Big deal to get here. Just kind of curious what the thought process is coaching a 16 seed. Obviously, you got to know the odds are heavily stacked against you. Just what is the mentality coaching a team? And is it just as simple as just not worrying about result and just worrying about effort and playing your best brand of basketball? Just from a coaching standpoint, how do you kind of get your team ready for a game, knowing kind of what the odds realistically are?
Yeah, we use the word next in our pregame speech. Is really we're trying to focus on who we are, right? What's our identity? What are we strong in? How can we put our kids in those situations? And the things about the process you can win, right? So hustle plays, loose balls, effort, ball pressure. But we also really wanted us to come out with an attack mindset of going at the rim when we are at the rim, going at the paint when we can attack the paint, playing off those 2 feet, playing into the next, and also responding off of their runs, how we're going to respond to that the right way. You can control all those factors. What you can't control is the length. You can't control the size. Very, very talented across the board, but you can for sure control all those other factors. And, like we said, the first quarter was really tough. It took way too long for us to get started, get some points on the board. But there were some good moments, and we're going to build off those really powerful, great moments. And this whole week has been such a great week for this team of getting better.
Okay. Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. So, Coach, what was it like for you coaching against legendary Tara Vanderveer and playing the defending national champions in their home court? So what was it like for you on the sideline?
Well, I told the kids they're the underdog and I'm the underdog as well. There is an awe factor of just knowing how good Tara is and how well she's going to prepare. And so you're sitting there thinking, okay, what's she going to do to take our Darian White, put her in a tough situation, or Cola Bad Bear, some of our pieces as well. Even though we are a 16 seed, she's going to always be prepared and have her team prepared. And so, I have never had an opportunity to play Stanford and be in this facility, in this place, and it is an amazing experience. We wish we could have given them a better first quarter to start to jump in that game, but a ton of respect for who she is, what she's done, and how she does it every day.
Hi, Coach. Tom Wethley, MontanaSports.com. Leia talked about the year of the Bobcat. Could you just talk about what this whole year has been like, watching football have so much success, you and the guys kind of going back and forth, both winning Big Sky championships, and what's been going right for Bobcat Athletics?
Well, first of all, it's such a special time and special place, and it starts with special leaders. And we have our president here, we have our athletic director here, who both flew over from San Diego to be at our game as well. I'm like, our family atmosphere, the culture of excellence that they've created, both at our university and our community and our athletic department, is second to none. And we have coaches that are going to support, and we're all hoping for everybody's successes. And so we get texts from each other all the time. We're constantly there in support, same with the players. But it's a community, it's a family atmosphere, but it's a winning atmosphere, and doing it the right way with winning relationships and winning people.
Tom Wiley, MontanaSports.com again. After the game, Tara had a nice little conversation with Cola Badbear on the court. I don't know if you saw that, but we asked Tara about it. She said she just told her, I know where you come from. I'm very proud of you and what you're accomplishing, getting your degree and such. What does that say about her as an ambassador to the sport, and how much could a conversation like that mean to Cola and maybe some of the rest of your players?
Well, obviously that's huge. I mean, there's things Cola is doing beyond the game of basketball. I mean, you've been witness to some of our home games with the No More Stolen Sisters, all the outreach she's doing, the pedestal she has, and the responsibility she's taking with it. That she is just a fantastic young lady. She's an amazing teammate, and she's a really talented basketball player. And we grabbed all of our kids afterwards. Like every season, unless you're number one, you're going to finish with a loss. This hurts today, but boy, are we super proud, and we're so proud of the people that they are. And yes, that would go a long ways from Tara.
Maybe one last one. Yesterday, you said no matter what, your team would get better today, and you were joined by 2 sophomores up on the podium. So what do you think about looking forward into next season after today?
We hugged our seniors, and we still have a lot of youth that's going to be a year older next year. And so we told them circle some things, get together 5-10 minutes as a group. What are the things that we're going to take away from this game that we want to sharpen up? And we sure saw some moments of really turning the corner on the offensive end, but obviously on the defensive end, I thought we did some things really well early on. We forced some mistakes, we disrupted some actions, and we just have to build off those moments. And we definitely did get better today.
Thank you, Coach. A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.